Plaintiff Juliana Tabor dated the defendant and says she still loves him and always will, but they've been on and off for years because the defendant's alcoholism causes him to be extremely hurtful. Juliana is suing her boyfriend for a plane ticket and a loan. Defendant Rodrigo Munoz says he and Juliana have had problems in their relationship because they are both addicted to alcohol. Rodrigo says on the day Juliana proposed to him, he discovered she was cheating, and he was so heartbroken that he couldn't face her.
Ma'am, you're suing your ex-boyfriend for $850 for the balance on a plane ticket and an unpaid loan?
I wouldn't exactly say ex-boyfriend, but the rest of that was true. Yes.
Oh, you all still go together?
I mean, on and off again. We have been on and off.
How about
again
today? You on?
I hope.
You on or off? You on today?
Yes.
All right. So when you leave here, are we going to get the money back or what you? Never mind.
We'll
go ahead. You're on.
Before we leave.
All right.
So I guess on that note, I just want to say that I love Rodrigo a lot. And
why'd you guys break up?
Sorry, they said they were going to give me some tissues.
Give us some tissues, please. Why did you all break up?
We have many issues. We have problems with addictions.
Drugs or something?
Alcohol more than
alcohol?
Drugs.
Okay.
And it's been cheating involved.
Even though she says she's in love with you?
I love her too. I love Juliana.
Plaintiff Juliana Tabor is suing her boyfriend, who claims on the same day Juliana proposed to him, he discovered she was cheating.
Let me just get your opinion. I asked my security herald this long time ago. We were debating this. Do you think that you can be in love and cheat at the same time?
I truly don't, but
well, then y'all wasn't in love then.
I personally think
I don't think it's cheat. It's not cheating. I mean, if you're on again, off again, and you're off for weeks, and you know,
she cheated when y'all were off.
But then she came back right away.
So you can cheat on the weekends when you're off.
It's a little bit longer period.
All right, let's move on. You were telling me about your relationship. Can you go ahead?
He's a wonderful man, but you know he's got the two sides to him. You know he's super sweet, and he's the best person ever. I'm first person I ever loved, and I will probably always love him. And I wish that we could get some help. But you know he's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and you guys will probably meet Dr. Jekyll, but I guess I'm the only one that's privileged enough to meet Mr. Hyde. And when he has a bad day or he's not in the right frame of mind, you know, he can be pretty hurtful too. I mean, way more hurtful than, you know, cheating or anything.
Even outside of his alcoholism?
I think that that's affected it. I think that if he's up and down a lot, and I think that's because of that prolonged use.
But I went for treatment.
How long ago?
When the up and down were going on, she said to me, I think the alcohol that you're having is our problem.
Mm-hmm.
I took her to a counselor, and I told her, why don't you tell him everything you think? The counselor evaluated me and said, yeah, let's go for treatment. I went for a month, but I never got her support. She wasn't there for me.
That was right after a large
I was doing
fight
treatment, and she was still drinking, buying beers. So I stopped.
She was buying beers and drinking around you?
Yes. It would be beers in the house.
That's not
I would
true.
go play soccer. I would go do different things, try to stay out the playground. But she was still going out with her friends. I never had the support. And that's why I quit.
That's why you all broke up, or that's why you quit treatment?
We broke up because we were on and off, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it was last August, around my birthday, I was suspicious that she was
after being
with someone
off
else.
for 3 months.
Let him finish. Mm-hmm.
Also, I was suspicious about that she was with someone else, and we were breaking up, coming back. She was always telling me, I love you. That weekend of my birthday, I was with her in the morning. We were together. We spent the morning together. That night, I went out with her because we went to celebrate one of her friend's birthday. We got drunk. I got upset because what I had in my head. There was a guy involved in the party that was talking to her, but I don't think he was doing anything bad, but because I got mad, I told her, why don't you just go home together?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Well, I basically offered her to the guy.
That
You
is
offered
true.
her to the
Yeah, I
guy.
said,
That
you
is
want to
true.
take her home? Go
If you
ahead.
want him, right.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more vulgar than that, though.
But I went home, she went home. Next day I came back to her. We were together again in the morning. She asked me to marry her. I saw her cell phone on the table. So I opened the cell phone, I went to her messages, and it was a message around 2 a.m. in the morning that said, I'm almost there with a wink. So I showed the phone to her, and I said, are you going to be honest with me or not? And she admitted it.
And this is the same day she asked
To marry her,
you?
and the day before we were together. So that's why I don't understand where
Is
is the
that
law.
true?
It's not. That's
Okay,
not.
so you didn't ask him to marry
Yes,
you.
of course. I love him.
All right, was that the same day that he saw the message about some other guy?
That is, well, yes. Actually, what happened was we were broken up for 3 months at a time.
I
We
got
hadn't
that, but
spoken
I'm
to
talking
each
about that.
other.
No, we got that.
And I came
no,
to him for his birthday.
ma'am. Don't try to dodge and run around. Let's get to the answer. Did you ask this man to marry you on the same day or evening that he saw a message from some other guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Plaintiff Juliana Tabor is suing her boyfriend, who claims on the same day Juliana proposed to him, he discovered she was cheating.
We're going to get to the money you're suing him for, the plane ticket and the loan, in a moment. But I want you all to be able to talk about what broke you up, since you're so in love with each other. Perhaps we could get it out today and you all can resume.
It's just
so
to help
what do you
with
say
that.
happened, sir?
During the period of time, August through December, we weren't together. In January, she came to me and she said, you know what? I'm done with men. I want us to be healthy. I want us to be a family.
Let's give us some more-
I'm sorry.
On February, we were sleeping. She was sleeping. Her phone vibrated, and I looked at the message, and it was a guy, a classmate from law school, asking her, "Are you still dating 6 guys?"
If she's dating 6 guys.
Yes. So I woke her up and I said, "What's up with this? You see, you're not truthful to me."
Damn.
And she said, "That's a guy that."
Excuse me, but
She said, "That's a guy that wants to date me." That's why I told him that, and I keep on believing.
oh, okay.
You know, but the cheating still is in my head. And up to now, she still talks to guys, and I still see messages saying, "Hi, love." I still see she's talking to people that she's been with before, even though she said they're just friends, but still, what's in my head from last year is not the same.
You want to say anything to that,
Yeah,
ma'am?
that's a totally fair unrepresentation.
About these
It's
6
a-
men?
No, yeah, I will. I would love to say something. It's like a horrible cycle where he was drinking, and then I would get mad, and we would get into a fight, and we would be off for 3 or 4 weeks not talking
Now,
to
what
each
about
other.
this 2 a.m.? We're talking about that now, ma'am. I've
Oh,
heard
that night. Oh, that
Yeah.
night. Yeah, that was a friend from law school, and he had asked me on a date, and I said, "No, I don't. I have 6 boyfriends. I can't." And he was just joking, and like obviously,
What
but
made you-
anybody that messages me now at all, like you know, I can't have any messages at all because I'm always a suspect.
Maybe not at 2 a.m.
I didn't ask. I didn't like. I was asleep. I didn't.
Okay, when someone has to presume they can text you at 2 a.m.
I understand
That's pretty
that, yeah.
presumptuous for a man you're not seeing.
I understand.
Nonetheless, let's move on to the plane ticket and the unpaid loan. Why are you suing him for those things?
Well, in January 2010, I gave him half the money for a trip. We were going to finally get to go see his family. He and I have a son together, and then I have an older son. And it's actually my last year of law school. So hopefully I'll be able to provide for both of them. But we bought a ticket to go meet his family because we never had before. And 2 days before our trip, the earthquake happened in February. And luckily his family was okay. But that was my first plane ride. Actually, it was supposed to be. So everything got canceled and the money got refunded to his credit card. But I gave him cash. And so he's paid me back everything of that except for $500.
Okay, what about the loan?
And I had the text messages where he's an honest guy. He knows that he that I gave him the money. He hasn't paid me back. Then the second thing I brought was about the loan. It was for $350. And the only thing I have is that like my mother wrote a statement because I was kind of torn to lend him the money, but he was out of a job for a while. He got laid off. And so he just needed money for.
Now, what was the agreement on repayment of the plane ticket and on the loan?
Plane ticket, you'll get it back when I get it back on the credit card. And then through breaking up and being together and not being together, that never happened. The full amount was never refunded. And then with the $350 loan, it was as soon as I get a job, which he has already. So.
Okay, sir.
As I said, I got a heart broken. And throughout the period of time within August and December, I just didn't want to see her. We didn't talk much. She came to me a couple of times and we spent the night together, but even though I knew she was dating somebody else.
Did you know she was dating someone else when you accepted this money?
Everything came together after that. I just said, well, I think I
Were
proved
you
my
heartbroken
hypothesis.
when you accepted her money?
No.
But
That's when he had to pay it back.
yeah. Right. When it's time to pay, you heartbroken.
Plaintiff Juliana Tabor is suing her boyfriend, who claims on the same day Juliana proposed to him, he discovered she was cheating.
What do you want to say about the ticket and the loan?
I know it's not a legal response, but I didn't pay her $500 because she broke my heart.
Okay. What about the loan?
I agree with the loan because I was unemployed. I got unemployed March and I needed money. And I went to Juliana and asked her if she could lend me that money, and she did. But I haven't been able to pay that money because I was unemployed for 6 months. I just got a job this month.
This month?
Yes.
And
I've been
ma'am,
carrying-
didn't you say he was to repay when he got a job?
I thought he started training like at the end of July.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to grant you $500 for the plane ticket. His only defense is that his heart is broken. With regard to the loan is not due yet, $350. You allowed him to wait until he got a job. So far, he's in training. Have a good day. $500 for the plaintiff. You pay within the near future. Otherwise, she can bring you back. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I love you so much, and we have a lot of problems.
We'll work it out. I'm not upset. I love her. I forgave her. I guess we gotta work it out. We need professional help.
I want to be with Rodrigo. I love him a lot.